Greetings, everyone. I am FAT-STEVENSEAGAL doing commentary, comedy, and other things, whether in pop culture and current events. And today we have a short video brought to you by Bruce Willis. And the title of the video, as you can see in the thumbnail, is Bruce Willis is Not Unbreakable. And it comes from us and to me, to you, because my vocabulary is very messed up, is Bruce Willis is reportedly battling memory loss. And I love Bruce Willis, whether it's Die Hard, Fifth Element, Unbreakable, Sixth Sense, and all that stuff. He is definitely an icon of films, whether it's action or anything else. We all know who Bruce Willis is, especially with the debates of whether or not Die Hard is even considered a Christmas movie. And in my opinion, it's a Christmas movie. I don't care. But this comes from Voyager. And it's in the entertainment from March 11th, 2022. And it's surprising to see that not a lot of mainstream Western media is actually covering this. And it goes like this. Bruce Willis reportedly battling memory loss. Iconic action star Bruce Willis is reporting battling early onset memory loss and is churning out straight to video releases to earn as much money as possible while he's still able to work. The Die Hard star health has been subject of renewed speculation online in recent weeks as fans question the 66-year-old's appearance in dozens of low-budget, critically panned films. And if he is doing this, it's probably to take care of his family. It's probably to have funds available if anything happens to him, medical care, whatever it is. Because memory loss and anything that contributes to that is a scary factor. A scary factor in general within living our lives is the fact that we have no longer any control of ourselves. Because when we start losing ourselves and losing who we are or who we know, it is not only a detriment to ourselves of what we once were, but to the people around us, and has a ripple effect across. So this is actually quite sad. Getting back to the article, according to IDMB, the former A-lister is starring in no fewer than 11 virtually unknown releases in 2022. As you can see here, we got Fortress 3, Paradise City, White Elephant, Wire Room, Corrective Measures, Die Like Lovers, because my mouth and my brain are not working because I'm kind of happy, hyper, and kind of, oh my God, when I heard about this. The Wrong Place, Fortress, Sniper's Eye, Vendetta, A Day to Die, and Gasoline Alley. Dude, that's crazy. Popular YouTube channel Half in the Bag discussed the phenomenon in a video last month titled The Bruce Willis Fake Movie Factory. And I haven't seen that video, so I can't make a comment on that video, which touched on the industry rumors that Willis is fed lines through an earpiece. But it also comes in the fact that Bruce Willis has, what was it? Let me check it out. He does have a hearing problem, and that comes back from one of the interesting facts of Die Hard. Due to some of the loud explosions and gunfire in the film, Willis is nearly deaf in one of his ears. This came from a question and answer period with The Guardian, and due to the accident within the first Die Hard movie, he suffers 2/3 partial hearing loss in his left ear and has a tendency to say, what? So there is some validation of why he has a hearing aid or being fed lines. Is maybe because he can't hear them, but if it's also with mental loss now, if that is a contributing factor, he can't remember them. So it's there as a measure to keep him with dialogue. And honestly, that's still kind of freaky, because Fifth Element is going to be my all-time favorite movie. It is. I love Fifth Element. I love everything about it. I love his connection with Mila Jovovich. I love how the scenes are all done with Ruby Rhod. I love everything. Everything about Fifth Element for me is just one of those things, whether you like it or hate it, it just has a place in my heart, especially the opera scene with Sarah Brightman. Can't go wrong with that song. Back to the article. Popular. Do you think he's popular? Do you think Fifth Element's popular? I do. I think it still has a standing ground. It's one of those movies I'll go back to and I'll rewatch to it over and over again, and I love it. I really do. I'm being repetitive because I almost screwed up my next paragraph. Matt Eskandari, hopefully I'm saying that right, who directed several recent Willis films, including Hard Kill, Survive the Night, and Trauma Center chimed into the comment section of the video to address his memory loss rumors. And there we see Bruce when he still has a bunch of his hair. We miss his hair. And that is from Die Hard in 88. I read somewhere that Bruce Willis has dementia or early onset dementia, and he's really not aware of what's going on around him, one user wrote. Eskandari replied, yes, this is true, my guy. I directed 4 movies with him, so I know firsthand. It's a sad situation to seeing a legend like Bruce deteriorating right in front of your eyes. It is. It doesn't even have to be Bruce Willis. It could be someone in your family. And it takes time. And it could have a contributing factor of how things have been going across the board in earlier films, maybe going back to 2010 or on such. You get diagnosed with something, and your doctor or doctors tell you you have this much time so you start seeing effects. But then again, it's a doctor, it's a prediction. We don't know how the mind can fully work or how fast or slow things can actually happen. And it's not just with, like, say, memory loss, dementia. It could be even with cancer or other terminally life-affecting issues. It's like I said, out of our control things are very scary. Man, this hurts me so much. I saw it while working with him the last few years. Replying to another user who said Willis has fallen from grace after working with directors like Quentin Tarantino, Brian De Palma, and Wes Anderson, Eskandari wrote bluntly, he has dementia. Gossip Magazine OK first published rumors in January 2021 that Bruce Willis has been battling memory loss and was spending more time with his family. This came after Willis was booted from a Los Angeles chemist for not wearing a mask during the C-19. He later apologized, saying in a statement that it was an error in judgment. Well, if you don't remember, it definitely happens, and it's also probably kind of embarrassing, especially when you have such a legacy behind you. Even if you didn't have a legacy, just being someone who has, it's never easy. Red Letter Media, half in the bag, the Bruce Willis fake movie factory. Okay, now I'm seeing where it comes from Red Letter Media. Bruce Willis is allegedly suffering from dementia and uses an earpiece so someone can feed him his lines right before he says them. Have heard this from several people who have been involved in a couple of these movies. So there is some validation. Also with hearing loss, which is, that's going to suck. It's really going to suck. And I'm saying this personally because I do love Bruce Willis movies. There's something you could turn on the background, turn on, and just lose yourself. What, like I said, Sixth Sense, Fifth Element, the Die Hards. Well, almost all the Die Hards, they get kind of all over the place in the later ones, but they're still enjoyable. I still think the one with Samuel L. Jackson is still one of my favorite Die Hards. It's just, I don't know what about that movie, but it's just fun as hell, especially the ship scene. I love it. They said while he has not been formally diagnosed with early onset dementia, he has been waging a personal war for a number of years. So, okay, so he hasn't been formally diagnosed, or he just hasn't told anyone. Maybe there's a thing of how much personal information you actually give out. So maybe he has been diagnosed, but he just hasn't actually openly said anything yet. It could be that also. According to the report, Willis was trying to spend more time with his wife, Emma Hemming Willis, and their younger daughters, Mabel and Evelyn, as well as making amends with ex-wife Demi Moore and their children, Rumor, Scout, and Tallulah. My English sucks today. Between Demi and Emma, the family has always ensured Bruce has the support and care he might need at any given time, the insider said. It's sad that people are making fun of him. Well, yes, it is sad, but if people are unaware of this and it's not like in the mainstream knowledgeable aspect of entertainment news, of course, they're going to poke fun, assuming or thinking it's something else. It's normal. But again, once you start finding out about this stuff and that there's actually some other contributing factors, mindsets change, apologies come out, misunderstandings are corrected. It's normal. I'm not saying anyone gets a free pass depending on how belligerent there are, but if we don't know what's going on, or it's not like a common knowledgeable thing, yes, people are going to make their own jokes, their own puns, their own scripts, their own content based off what they assume it is or what they're seeing on screen. It's not an evil thing. It's a under knowledgeable knowing thing. And that's just an opinion here. And if he's trying to make amends, he's probably trying to make sure everything is closed up, everyone is okay, everyone understands, and he wants to make sure that everyone is in this together. According to OK, Willis was seen using an earpiece to feed him lines as far back as 2015 during his Broadway debut in Misery. The insider claimed he was seriously struggling during filming of M. Night Shyamalan's film The Glass from 2019. Mouth and brain are not working today. So I'm not going to redo a script. I'm not going to correct everything, try to sound professional. I'm going to talk like any person who mumbles and messes up reading a paragraph once in a while. It's just what it is. While filming Glass, staffers around him worked around him while cutting and editing and having him overdub lines because he struggled to remember and or deliver them, they told the publication. In most scenes on Glass, he's hooded and they use stand-in and body doubles to replace him. On set, he wouldn't smile. He always was chaperoned by an assistant to guide him while walking. Dude, that's terrifying. They added the good news is that although there is real concern of dementia fears, it largely has not impacted his ability to work in Hollywood and is a true superhero form. He is in true superhero form. He's pushing through till as much as he can, trying to get as much funding probably as he can so people have some type of safety net, I'm guessing, when he's gone and if he's gone. And I'm not saying gone as in deceased. I'm saying gone as in mentally gone, or he's unable to provide. There's a whole lot of aspects that you probably want to cover when you're put in that kind of predicament. And I got to give respect to that. It largely has, like I said, not impacted his ability to work in Hollywood. He won't slow down because new technology like earpieces allow actors of his caliber not to skip a beat. And if it also has to do with the fact that he does have hearing loss in one of his ears, it has a double working method. But that in general, this whole thing is kind of disheartening. But I'm also kind of proud because he's still pushing through. He's trying to make sure everything is covered with his families, whether ex-wife, current wife, kids, everything. He is going out of his way to make sure everything is probably covered, safety netted, and still living to the best he can with his life. And this comes from the New Zealand Herald. So if you want to find more, I'll put the information in the article itself. I am Fat Steven. This is Bruce Willis is Not Unbreakable, as well as my personal thoughts. Take care, everyone. Have a great day. Do a little something selfish for yourself, because at the end of the day, the only person you can wake up first with is yourself. Take care. We're out.